day, everyone. Welcome to Seeking the Truth channel. I am Simon Oladapo, your host. We've been considering from Romans chapter 13 what qualifies an authority as being instituted by God. And the first thing we say is that for an authority to qualify as one that God instituted or constituted, that authority must pass the scrutiny of righteousness. And I've also told us that righteousness has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with faith. Righteousness is tangible. It is measurable. And we've been considering what are the components of righteousness that any leadership must pass in order to qualify as one instituted by God. Number one, we said it must pass the test of fairness. For it to pass the test of righteousness, it must be fair. Number two, it must be right. Number three, it must not fail the scrutiny of order. The next component of righteousness that we're considering, that any leadership that will qualify as an authority that God constituted or instituted must possess, is the quality of justice. Without justice, there's no righteousness. Without justice, there's no righteousness. And what is justice? Justice is giving people what they deserve, not what they desire, what they deserve, without discrimination, without partiality, and without bias. Now, let's go back to where we've been coming from. Can we say those who emerge from injustice, can we say God has a hand in their emergence? No. The Bible said in Psalms 89 that justice and righteousness are the foundation of God's throne. Now, when you understand the implication of that, when the Bible spoke in Psalms 89 that righteousness and justice are the very foundation on which God's throne sits, to now step out to claim or to propose that any authority that emerges from injustice was instituted by God is tantamount to saying that God deliberately undermined the foundation of his own throne. Let me repeat that for emphasis. In Psalms 89, in verse 14, and that's verse 13 and 14, it says, righteousness and justice are the foundation of God's throne, the very throne on which God sits and reigns, rests on the foundation of righteousness and justice. And what does that mean? Directly, any authority that emerges without passing the scrutiny of righteousness cannot be said to have emerged from God. Any authority that emerges from the violation of the tenets of justice can never be one that God instituted. And how are these injustices, how are they put into the emergence of leadership? It begins from the making of the laws. When laws are made to enforce injustice or to promote injustice in the emergence of leaders, Whatever authorities emanate from such laws can never be said to be instituted by God. When acts that we also call laws are instituted to promote injustice in how leaders emerge, any authority that emerges from such laws can never be qualified as authorities instituted by God. Now that is the first level. The second level, laws may be made that does not encourage injustice, but the implementation of those laws in the emergence and production of leaders may be flawed by injustice. And when the interpretation of those laws, when the execution of those laws promote injustice, even though the laws themselves do not encourage injustice, any leader, any authority that emerges from that injustice, from the execution of those laws, cannot qualify as authority that God instituted. Let me give you an example. You have electoral acts that states how elections should be conducted. You have electoral act that states who qualifies to contest. And those who conduct the election, they bypass or they violate those acts. Any leadership that is produced from that violation is an unjust result. It's injustice that can never qualify as one that God instituted. So justice is given to people what they deserve without discrimination, without bias, without partiality, without favoritism. When you apply the laws in a way that favors some above others in the emergence of leaders, whatever leadership emerges from such violation, from just such injustice, does not qualify as authority that God institutes. Let me close on this. I've said it earlier. Let me repeat for emphasis. You see, the Bible says righteousness and justice are the foundation of God's throne. Any authority that emerges in violation of standard of righteousness, any authority that emerges in violation of a standard of justice can never be qualified as an authority that God instituted. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Do not forget to like, to share. Please do subscribe. Drop your questions and let's engage. Enjoy the rest of your day. A great weekend lies ahead of you. Take good care of yourself and your family. I'll see you next week. Bye.